If you are a student in school who normally receives a school lunch from the cafeteria, you have noticed the portion size of our meals have decreased immensely within the past few years, starting in 2010. At my high school in small-town Linden, Kansas alone, I have noticed more and more students not eating in the school lunch because it does not fill them for the rest of the day or the food now displeases them. The Healthy, Hunger-Free Kids Act of 2010 was put into place to help decrease the rising obesity rate among young children and teens. This act regulates the calorie count in lunchrooms all over the United States. It is also trying to make the food served in lunchrooms healthier than before, eliminating sugary, greasy, and processed foods that were normally served at lunch. The Healthy, Hunger-Free Kids Act has its flaws, though. Studies show that athletes are not getting enough food or fuel and are hungry once their after-school practice starts. The students at school are losing interest in the small amount of food. In return, they aren't buying the lunch, which makes the school lose money. Although I do believe we should be making lunch healthier across the nation, the portion size of the meal shouldn't be determined by the United States First Lady. It should be determined by the school districts, parents, and the students themselves. The official guidelines to this meal plan are lowering the amount of sodium, trans fat, and saturated fat, only serving fat-free and low-fat milk, reducing calorie intake and making portion size as appropriate, according to the children's age, and making sure that kids are offered vegetables and fruit every day. Kindergarten through 5th graders have an intake of 650 calories. 6th through 8th graders have 700 calories, and 9th through 12th or freshmen through seniors are limited to only 850 calories. One of the major problems with this act is dealing with athletes. Since the portion sizes have gotten smaller, high school athletes have been left with grumbling stomachs once they begin their after-school practices. The portion sizes given to us athletes may be fit for a 130-pound teenage girl. However, not every student in high school is a 130 teenage-pound girl. There are hundreds of different shapes and sizes. A 210-pound football player would need much more than that serving size, yet the two receive the same amount of food on their tray. For example, at Linden High School, where I attend school, we have what's called pizza sticks. They are 2 breaded sticks filled with pizza sauce and cheese that are roughly 2.5 inches long and about 1 inch wide. 2 of them is just 1 serving for us. That is all we get unless we pay the amount of money for a whole other meal just to get 2 more pizza sticks. A male or even female student athlete needs at least twice that serving to keep their metabolized stomachs full. A student athlete going to practice on an empty stomach may cause them to pass out due to not having enough energy or be slow or sluggish. Many schools around the country have actually boycotted buying school lunches. Buquanago High School in Wisconsin had 70% of their 830 students attending that high school boycott the school lunch. Later, the middle schools joined in, making the amount of lunches served in the cafeteria reduced by 1/2. You may have also seen the parody video of the song We Are Young, normally sung by Fun, but Wallace County high schoolers and staff members remixed the song, now titled We Are Hungry. In this video, it shows volleyball players falling to the ground due to lack of food, high school boys stealing food from a teacher's refrigerator, and kindergartens crawling because they have so little energy to walk home. Here are a few snips from this video. can see, these students were fed up with the act and decided to do something about it, but not just for themselves, for everyone to know. Decreasing the portion size of school lunches and putting food products out that children or teens consider sketchy or unappetizing has made more and more students bring their lunch to school. Although if they bring their lunch, they aren't buying it from the school, making the school lose money. The Associated Press interviewed Superintendent Gary Lewis of Catlin, Illinois, and told them that during the last year, the school district lost $30,000 because of the program. Even more horrifying, Voorheesville School District claimed to have lost $30,000 within just 3 months compared to the year loss because kids just stopped buying the lunch. Many school districts across the nation have simply dropped the new lunch. The Agriculture Department reports that 524 out of 100,000 schools have dropped this lunch program. Having this program's strict regulations has actually cost schools money. Offering new and healthier products every day isn't cheap by any means. Some schools are losing money because they have this program. When students refuse to eat the lunch and have vending machine lunches, those sales increase. Students do not get their lunch out of the vending machine. Most schools have switched to healthier vending machines within the past few years because of this, making sure students aren't eating a candy bar, chips, and drinking a pop for lunch. They now have options such as baked chips, granola bars, corn nuts, and low-calorie gummy bears. Even parents of young children have noticed the complaining that their child comes home hungry because they've had so little for lunch. If young children aren't getting enough food, you know teenagers aren't either. Teachers have noticed that young students have a harder time paying attention during the afternoon due to not eating lunch or not being full enough. Most students who are kindergarten through 2nd grade receive a snack during the day, but any older do not. This leaves students complaining about being hungry and coming home hungry as well. The First Lady has attempted to make the United States a more healthier place. Her efforts were meant well, but I believe she missed a few key points. It just needed to take into consideration that not all students are the same. The portion sizes meant for high school students, from a 6-foot basketball player to a 5-foot art student, should not be the same by any means. Multiple people in schools have voiced their opinion on the Healthy Hunger-Free Kids Act. Some have boycotted it, some simply refuse to eat it, and others get rid of it in whole. This has caused school districts to lose money. Also, it is starting to affect young children and their attention spans during class. The thought to make American kids healthier by incorporating more fruits and vegetables is a great idea. The portion sizes, however, that's what needed more thought. It cannot be an average, because us teenagers are obviously nowhere near average. So ask yourself this question. If you see a lunch, if you are ever in a lunchroom, is this Healthy Hunger-Free Kids Act really hunger-free?